Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're working on my island Thistle because we've been working on Pumpkaboo all week, so I thought, you know what, we're going to Thistle today. We're building the area around my house, and if you didn't know because you haven't seen my live stream or anything, my house is actually in this sunken area, as you can see on the screen right now, and so I'm super excited to decorate this little section today. But before we get started, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Come join the Jellybean family. Now let's get building around this area today. So first of all, we need to make sure there is an easy way to get into this sunken area. So instead of using ladders like I did on the Pumpkaboo sunken build, I've decided to use inclines for this one. I just thought it looked much nicer, and yeah, it definitely is a nicer way, an easier way to get to my house. So I've just time traveled a little bit so that we have those inclines built, and then we're going to make a start on some little terraforming over here. Basically, I'm just going to make a little kind of pool of water just so it kind of breaks up this big space I have. I'd say that's probably one of my design tips. If you have a massive area that you don't really want to fill with just loads of stuff and you don't want like a flower field or anything, definitely use the water terraforming. You can make a lovely lake, lovely ponds, lovely rivers, and it definitely does fill a space and make it look really nice and natural. Also, I feel like my new obsession is putting the vines on the angled side of the cliffs. You can actually fill that section with the vine, which is amazing because you can't put a flower there, you can't put a bush there or an item or anything. So the fact that you can put a vine on the cliff and fill that empty space, it just makes my heart so happy. So we've popped the vertical board fence along there, and I'm just putting some flowers behind here, also a few bushes, and we'll probably put an item behind there as well. I just want to kind of cover that side of the cliff up a little bit so it's not too, you know, in your face, you can see it. So that's why I'm using some trees there in front of the vertical board fence as well, and it's definitely starting to cover it up, so I'm happy with that. Now I'm just going to dig up these flowers because I don't want them there now. I'm going to move the black lily over to here, and then we're going to put an item here. So this is the glowing moss balloon. You can see it peering over the top of the vertical board fence, which is good. It just kind of adds that mystical vibe that I'm going for, because don't forget, this is still a witchy island, even though it's natural and swampy and all those other things too. Now of course the decay tree was the perfect fit for that little section just there by the beach, and I just have to use the mush partition. It's just a perfect item, and especially in the strange coloration, it's perfect for this island. Now we're going to be using some more flowers and glowing moss around this area. I love the glowing moss. It looks magical but also swampy at the same time, so it's definitely perfect for what I'm going for this island. We're basically going to be doing like a little decking area in a second over there, but we're going to do the pathway first. So we need a path leading from my house to the actual incline itself, and I just want to make a very narrow small path, nothing too fancy, nothing too big. And yes, I realize my battery is low on my Pro controller. That's fine, I forgot to charge it before I started doing this video. I normally either have it plugged in or charge it while I'm doing videos so that doesn't flash up, but obviously I forgot this time. Now here we go, we've done the decking, and now it's time to work around this little, I guess it's like a little pond or little stream. I don't know what you would call that. It's just like a little bit of water, and so we're just putting some wheat field around there, of course, just to make it look overgrown. You knew that word was coming somewhere. I'm definitely gonna be doing an overgrown island one day, maybe like an overgrown trash court island. I think I'd have so much fun doing it. I will one day, probably after the next couple of islands. Look at me planning far ahead. I haven't even fully decided what theme I'm doing next. I kind of have some ideas, and I read all your guys' ideas on my community post, so I'm probably going to do like a combination of a few, so yeah, that should be fun. By the way, as always, you can find all the codes that I'm using in today's video in the description down below, so if you want to use any of these on your island, they'll be down there for you. So now I'm just putting this green moss code around the planks here. I just like how it looks around there. It definitely makes it look like it's growing from underneath it. We'll be decorating that little deck in place in a second. I just need to pop some wheat field around this area, of course. And now I did use this wooden partition, but it doesn't end up staying. I literally pick it up right now. I just didn't really like how it looked there, so instead we're going to be using a table. We got a log bench and we got a round log table. We popped some yummy goodness on there, so we've got the pumpkin soup, we got a cutting board and a candle. I've used the mush stools for more seating, and I think it come out really cute. I really like how that little section looks. And now let's start doing the rest of this area around here. So I'm going to put some pumpkins next to my house because why not? We turned them round so you can't see the faces on them, so they generally just look like stacked pumpkins. Now I want to fit another pumpkin in there, so we'll pick up that glowing moss, and I'll just put a normal singular spooky lantern here. I think it will look good. I really like how the white and the green pumpkin look next to each other. They look really good, and they give kind of that spooky vibe I'm going for this island. The colours are definitely perfect. So a leaf pile has already made it to this build of course it has. And now to fill in this section here, I've decided to use a decayed tree. I feel like it's less intrusive on the whole archway. I felt like a tree would be too tall to put there and would definitely block the view of the incline. See, as you can see, this tree here kind of blocks it a little bit. That's not so bad, but if it was any closer, you wouldn't be able to see the incline or the lights at all, so that would be so sad. So in this little gap, we're just going to fill it with wheat field and glowing moss and weeds, flowers, that sort of thing. And you know what's missing from this build so far? The suspicious cauldron. My character is a witch, so she needs a cauldron somewhere, and I'm going to keep in the green customization because I like it and it goes with the rest of the colours around the area we're building. And I actually found a place for this wood partition to go. I actually really like it there because it kind of breaks up the area a little bit so it's not so open. Now we're putting down some of that grassy moss coat that I love, and we'll be popping a giant vine on top of there, of course, but we just need to pull this up a little bit and then decorate over here because we don't want to have this gap empty. Even though you won't be able to really see this gap, oh no, it's empty, so I need to fill it. So once we've placed some weeds and flowers, we can pop that giant vine down now. I'm really enjoying using the giant vines around this island, especially in this colour. I don't know what it is, it's just becoming one of my favourite items to see. Now over here we're just putting some little planks on the floor so it's not so bare. Like I said, I didn't want to fill it with just wheat field and flowers and bushes like I do all the time, so we wanted to change it up a little bit. And now you may notice that the time of day has changed, and that's because I paused this recording to go get food and come back to carry on building, which I don't normally do, so that's okay. And then what we're going to do is work on this incline section here. I'm not going to go any higher than this today, we'll probably save that for another video, but we're just going to basically make this look nice. So we've got some flowers here, we got some glowing moss, we got some weeds and some bushes, and of course I'm adding those vines to the angle sides of the cliffs because it fills that section like I said. Now we can actually fit flowers in this little bit, so that's good, that's made me happy. And then we're basically going to put a cute little bench up here in a second, and we're going to make a start on this little side bit. It's literally going to be a small section, and I'm going to kind of show you what I want to do all along this area. This bit on top actually is going to be a land bridge, so I'm probably going to use some wood coat across there, but like I said, I'll save that for another video so you can see how I decorate it. Just so I remember what I want to do design wise along the bridge, I'm going to add the pillar now. I'm basically going to put pillars along this whole section, not in today's video though, like I said, it'll be in the one where I build the upper section. I feel it would definitely look like a different style of land bridge, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. So now that we're nearly finished with this build, I can actually start filling in this area with items. I didn't want to fill this area too quickly because as you can see, my cupboard is there so I could access my items. To be honest, I don't know why I didn't just move it to the upper level. It would have made my life so much easier and I could have decorated this area when I was decorating the rest of the lower section, but obviously I didn't think of that at the time, so yeah, oh well. Okay, so what do we use to fill in areas that we want to feel overgrown and just we have an area we need to fill? We're going to use wheat field, glowing moss, flowers and bushes, and look how overgrown it looks. I love doing this and it's definitely perfect for natural islands, and that actually concludes our last section to have to build on this island. So yeah, let's have a look around at what we've done today. So there we go, we finished building the area around my house today. I can't wait to build the upper level and make it feel even more closed in. I think it's going to look really cool. Now as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Come and join the Jellybean family. Have a lovely day and I'll see you in my next video. Goodbye!